Welcome to another edition of How to Yard. Okay, the yard opens in 10 minutes. I'm actually running a little bit late. We're gonna go ahead and open up the Row 52 app. Look, I already searched Honda before. I'm just gonna open this up, see what kind of Hondas are available. Like if this 2006 was an SI, we'd pull it. This Element, probably something interesting. It's automatic. If this was not automatic and 5-speed, we'd go and pull that for sure. All-wheel drive is becoming really popular. On the Acura side, I know we're gonna be fighting over this TSX right here. Got a couple of Acura Integras. Let's see, this one, that's an automatic. A lot of the Integras that come in there are automatic. This TSX automatic also, but that's definitely an engine we want. Today's 50% off day, so we gotta get a move on. Let's see how many people are in line. We made it to the yard. This place is a madhouse. I've never seen it this busy. There's cars parked up and down the streets. The parking lot's completely full. I went and scouted out the yard for some things I saw in this yard. So we're gonna be going to 2 yards today. I went and scouted where the TSX was. Wasn't mentally prepared for that, and I forgot to bring my Sawzall, so I have to go back home to get that. But I'm gonna grab a shift linkage out of a 6-speed TL that's here. The transmission's gone, but if you remember from our first episode that I grabbed the TL transmission and I broke the shift linkage. This shift linkage is actually in good shape and the shifter is out, so we're gonna go ahead and grab that at this yard. I'm gonna go home, get the Sawzall, and go back to the other yard to start the TSX. Here's the 2006 Acura TL that we found that on the list said it was a manual 6-speed, which it is. There's the shift linkage there. Oddly enough, the transmission's here, except that is an automatic transmission. Not quite sure how that happened unless somebody had swapped it out, pulled out the 6-speed transmission, the whole assembly, and then slid it under here trying to trick somebody. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but the shift linkage is intact and most of the console's removed already. So it's going to be relatively easy for me to extract the shifter. Like it's in good shape. We're missing the shift knob I'm sad about. I think it was really nice. The shift boot was kind of torn up. I didn't need that, but the shift knob is missing. Who cares? Let's grab this thing. I've actually never removed one of these before, but it looks like there's 4 12mm bolts that are holding in the shifter to the body. So we're gonna get those. Then the shift linkage looks like it's going through a boot down there. Chances are there's going to be like a sealing plate underneath held by some 10s most likely. Maybe this could be easy. All right, that's all it was those 4 bolts. Now it's loose. We got a wiring harness that we're gonna disconnect here. There was this vent tube here. It was really easy to take out. Once that was out, then we were able to get to the bolts pretty quick and easy. And it does look like it just goes through the rubber grommet down there. We're gonna go grab some floor mats and get underneath the car. All right, we're underneath now. The shift cables come from underneath this heat shield. Looks like the heat shield's held on by some 10mm bolts. I'm gonna take that off. Chances are, like I was explaining, that there's going to be another, probably a steel stamped part that's holding the grommet in place. All right, I got the heat shield off, and now the shift linkage is exposed. Check this out, there actually wasn't anything else holding it in, just pulled out. So that means the shift linkage is now ready to pull out and we're done here. There are some things to keep in mind if you're pulling this by yourself, that there's some clips that slide in onto the shift linkage. Those are missing. Those are kind of important to grab also, along with the bushings and the washers that go on top of the shift cables. That's what attaches to the transmission. Like I was explaining before, the original transmission that belongs in this car was removed and they slid another motor in here. So where they took that transmission out, I'm not quite sure. If it was done here, then the parts might be laying around. Maybe look for them if you ever see a car in this condition before you leave. But it doesn't look like we're gonna be that lucky, but I grabbed them off of the other transmission, the other car and transmission that we removed for in our first episode. So let's move on to the next yard.